with that in mind, I want to actually really get into sales, okay? And how to structurally, strategically sell in a way that is very congruent, okay? The Tonal Persuasion Method was created for full congruency. I don't subscribe to this belief that you need to be in a suit and a tie and wear a gold watch to be the best salesperson in the world, okay? Some of the best bums on the streets are the best salespeople in the world, aren't they? Yeah? So it all comes down to what's congruent to you, and this method that I'm going to teach you is all about, you'll find your own congruency in it, if that makes sense, okay? You just have to trust. So tell me this. When someone wants to buy something, what are they doing? Why would anyone want to buy anything?
Significance?
Fulfill a need. There we go, we got there pretty early.
Oh, sorry.
Love it. How does someone know they have a need?
Feel it, want.
Feel it?
Sometimes they don't know till they see the price of the service.
Yeah, a bit like the no emotion faces.
The
Yeah.
situation?
The situation? Yeah. What about the situation?
Something's gone wrong.
Something's gone wrong. Who said that?
Problem.
Okay. There's a problem. There we go. We got there. Write this down. You will only ever buy to solve a problem. Other people like to throw in there, you'll either buy to solve a problem or to be entertained. But I believe being entertained is you're solving a problem of boredom.
Or distraction.
Yes. Okay, so we have a problem. We're always selling to solve a problem. A lot of times people get into business and they think that they're really passionate about what they do, so that'll be enough to sell it. Yeah? We've heard this so often. And it's this idea that if you're passionate enough and I speak to enough people, I'll sell enough. You might sell to one or two. You'll sell to your mum's best friend because she wants to buy one because she's nice and all of this. I'm speaking from personal experience, sorry. No, I'm kidding. But if you sell just based on passion, it will help. You do need passion to sell, for sure. Okay? But sustainably, structurally, long-term, what you want to be doing is selling to solve problems. Your business exists to do one thing, and that is solve a problem. This is key. The minute that you think that you're not here to solve problems is the minute your sales start to go down, because you'll just start existing for the sake of existing. You don't solve problems for anyone. People will come to you, they'll search you on Google, they'll search you on Facebook when they have a problem. Either unconsciously or consciously, it's there. Is this cool so far?
Yeah.
So if that's the case, how do we define a problem?
An unexpected surprise
Unexpected surprise.
that we don't like.
Say again.
That we don't like.
Okay. Expected.
Well,
How do we know we don't like something?
Because it gives us a situation that we don't have the answer to initially.
Okay. So it gives us a situation.
Unpredictable.
Or it highlights the need that we need to be filled. Like if you run out of petrol in your car.
It feels crap.
Okay.
So it's what? Like there's problems that are good problems as well that still need to be changed.
what
Like,
if,
yeah.
and what if you see problems as good?
Yeah.
And when you go looking for problems and you can't find problems.
Like I have a problem at the moment. It's awesome, man. I wouldn't trade it for
How's that a
anything.
problem?
It's a fucking problem. Like,
Really? You wouldn't trade it for anything?
oh well, no, I would trade it. I would trade it for the solution to the problem. Yeah. But I wouldn't trade it for like where I was before. Like.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Of course. We always have higher and higher quality problems.
Yeah.
What happens when you solve one problem?
You get another problem.
Just a high quality. That's always going to come on board.
Is it a gap then?
Spot on. Like, nailed it. So what you guys have described here is what's happening right now in the moment. Okay? You have a problem when you know that there is somewhere that you are right now in the moment. Okay? And you know that there's somewhere else that you'd rather be. That is the definition of a problem. You're currently sitting somewhere and you know you'd rather be somewhere else. Very technical diagram on this one.
From here to there.
Yeah. A to B.
So it's a needs analysis, really.
Absolutely. Of sorts, definitely. Okay. So how do we know? So this is it. If we're sitting here right now in this moment, you have a state that you're sitting in, and you have a state that you want to get to. Okay? How do you describe the state that you're in right now? What factors make up that?
Emotion.
Logic.
There you go.
You guys stop us at 4.
Yeah, they're cheating. So good. So basically right now, as you sit here in this moment right now, you have an emotional state that you're in and a logical state that you are in, okay? Emotion, this goes really deep really quick, so just let me know if you want me to slow up or anything like that, okay guys? Okay guys?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll move this around for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Currently, right now, you have an emotional and a logical state that you're in. Emotion is described as, how do you know when there's emotion?
Feeling.
Feeling? Yes.
It can be subjective and irrational.
Subjective and irrational, you said?
Yeah.
I was going to leave subjective. That's the one I wanted.
Can't control it.
Can't control it.
Yeah, or lack loss of control. Trying to word it right.
Okay.
It feels natural. Like you don't force the emotion. I suppose the emotion is organic, perhaps.
Okay, organic.
Intuitive.
Intuitive. All right.
Resistance.
Now you're just coming up with words, but I'll stop there. It's my responsibility. What I want you to know about emotion, the main thing is that it's an internal process. Whenever you describe emotion, you're describing, this is why I said subjective, you're describing it from within. You're always thinking about yourself when you're getting emotional. Emotional, positive or negative, doesn't matter. It's an internal process. Okay? Logic, what does that make logic, do you think? It's external. Anytime you're describing something outside of yourself, you're describing a logical process. A lot of people think that in order to be emotional, or who's heard this in sales, we buy emotionally and then justify logically. Have you heard this?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people think, okay, better get them emotional, better push on pain points, which is a fine way to sell. Better push on pain points, better get them laughing, all of this. Absolutely, those are good keys. You can also just as easily get them to talk about who? Themselves. Emotion, tick, guarantee it. When you're getting people to experience a logical state, what are you going to get them to talk about?
There's others outside.
Outside of themselves.
Future.
How the numbers are doing.
Mm.
The future.
I love it.
And it's objective. Thank you, Ruth.
I see like when I sell, it's like the emotion is like for example, we're building a high rise, okay? So the emotion is like that beautiful model, that glorious outer casing of a high rise building, and that's what I really want. Okay, but let's have a look at the scaffolding and all the internals and the blueprints that have to go into there, and when you combine them both, it's like, shit, yeah, that building's gonna go really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. Logic is external and objective. Describing others. Now, others doesn't have to mean people. It can, but others is just other things outside of self. Okay? So, with that in mind, how does that interact with what we said before? Worldview, personal view.
Love it.
See how it interacts? Personal view and worldview. So currently you have a state that you're sitting in that is emotional and logical. It's also personal and it's others. It's also world and it's within you. Okay? Is this making sense so far?
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Cool. So emotion and logic. Now, in order to create a problem or understand a problem, what must there also be? Into the future.
Yep.
And what do you think exists there as well?
Emotion, logic.
Understanding sales from an emotional and a logical standpoint is key, because within emotion and logic there is so much held. Emotion is a big umbrella, logic is a big umbrella, but if you just see it as logic and emotion to begin with, you'll very quickly understand where people are at and where they want to be, very quickly. You get to the heart of problem very quickly and you just find out if you can sell. Who here has wasted a lot of time on sales conversations that went for hours and no one ever bought? Who's experienced this? What if you just got those 2 hours back and you just took 4 minutes to have the conversation and find out they weren't going to be a buyer anyway? Cool? This is what I'm going to help you with. So with emotion and logic, whenever you're, this is basically step one of the whole process, guys, is understanding this. This is the Tonal Persuasion Method overall structure, and we're going to lay the tonal archetypes over the top of this, okay? Emotion and logic. What you want to find out when you're speaking with someone is, how are they doing emotionally, internally? Get them to talk about themselves. Write this down. What you're also going to do is you're going to find out logically where they are right now. So what are you going to get them to describe?
Outside.
The outside world. Have you done this before? Have you been in a training room where we've done this?
I don't think so.
Cool. Then what you're going to find out, what do you think you're going to find out then?
Future.
Where they want to be.
Future emotion and
Future logic.
future logic. And by doing so, what will you have found?
The gap.
The gap, or a problem. Also known as, I love it, this word, cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is essentially, I'm somewhere right now, but I believe in life, either unconsciously or consciously, that I should be somewhere else. I get this sense that things should be different. Okay? That's it from a sales perspective. It goes a lot deeper than that in some circles, but that's all you guys really need to know in order to nail this. Do you guys look at like a quick, just surface level example of how this works? Yeah, cool. Beck? Cool? Yep. So I'm just going to ask basically 4 questions. It goes a lot deeper than this, but so how's business going?
Business is great.
Yep.
Got some fantastic contracts with big corporates on the go.
Love it.
So looking good for next year. It's been a great foundational year coming back from Perth.
Nice one. Where did she go?
External.
External. Logical. So we've got it. Okay? Awesome. And how are you doing with it all?
I'm really excited by it.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
excites you?
The fact that I'm actually making a difference.
Cool. She spoke about who? Herself. So emotion. Done. Right?
Great.
This is just very surface level, guys. And where do you want to be? Where do you want it to go within a year? Let's just say 6 months down the line. Where do you want to be?
I want to build on that, so make more of a difference through running my own stuff, through
Yeah.
workshops.
Yeah. I'm guessing though, if you were to take some sort of action tomorrow, like if you put even a Facebook post up tomorrow, you'll be building on it. Like, so you will reach that goal really quickly.
Okay.
If you were to send a message to a client right now, you'll have built on your business
Yeah.
really quickly. So where do you actually want to end up?
A new revenue stream.
New revenue stream. Okay, so just 1, 2.
At the moment, focus on one in the next 6 months. Adding to it, yeah.
Love
Adding
it.
to
Okay, so in 6 months you've got a new established revenue stream, earning you potentially how much? Minimum, play minimum.
100k.
100k.
Yeah.
Love it. So where'd she go?
Logic.
External, logic, future, right? Okay, great. Have you done that before? Have you worked with revenue streams before, or?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, and how'd they work out for you?
Yeah, good, yeah. So I've done it in the sense that I've played around with different types of corporate clients and then run different programs. So I'm taking the models that I've used there and applying it in a different context.
Yeah, okay. Did you enjoy working with the corporates, or is it more the individuals you want to work with, or where are you at?
I enjoy working with the corporates, but I can have a bigger leverage impact on what I want to do in terms of the difference I want to make in the workshops.
Got it. Hear it? Emotion, future, right? So before, let's just say, I'll give you the contrast. Beck comes to me and she says, hey Darcy, so I'm looking to build my business. Awesome, Beck. So what I do is I'm a sales coach and I can give you this, and this, and it's going to help you with this, and this. And that could be great, fantastic. But would you buy? You'd be like, okay, thanks, I'll go away and make my decision.
Yeah.
Which is a no, by the way, every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time that's a no. I'll
I've
go away.
never bought one of those before.
Yeah, never. It's the example of, on Facebook, download our thing. Why download your thing? What? I don't have any context for why I have a problem yet. Yeah? Okay. So what's just been created is a level of cognitive dissonance for you right now. Now you've languaged out loud that you have a problem. Problem isn't necessarily a bad word. You just have a problem to be overcome. Okay? So now we get to have a playful conversation. Now I get to find out how I can sit where, do you think? Right in the middle. That's where I'm going to sit. That's where I make my sales. Cool? Is this making sense so far? All right.
It's like the ice cream thing, like the ice cream analogy where if I'm on the beach and an ice cream guy comes up to me, he's like, you want some mint ice cream, bro? I got heaps of mint ice cream. Do you want some mint ice cream?
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I'm fine. But if he goes, it's hot, and you look, you like some ice cream, do you want to look at what I got?
Yeah.
I'd love it, raspberry ice cream with some caramel sauce. Yeah,
Take a tip too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the example of, Diane, would you like a lawnmower?
What do I need?
Do you want one?
No.
Okay. You live in Armidale, right?
Yes.
Lots of lawn around Armidale.
Yes.
The mayor has just let us know that 90% of the town is getting kicked out of Armidale tomorrow, and they're keeping the 10% with the best lawns. And I have a very good lawnmower in my garage. Would you like it?
Yes.
There you go. So it's just, again, it's context creation. I don't actually have a lawnmower. Can you believe it? But this is how it works, right? You create the context of the problem. Okay. What is this doing? Do you think creating cognitive dissonance? It's also creating trust. Yes.
A link.
A link. It's also starts with C.
Context.
Creating context. It's creating context for a problem to be solved. If I just rock up in front of your face and tell you what I do, where's the context? There's no context.
It's like building a scaffolding, like you've got the 4 pillars.
Yes.
And you're building a house.
100%.
Yeah.
That's it. But you can't just rock up and build a house on mud.
No.
Yeah.
You've got to put those pillars down deep
Yes.
and let them do the talking.
Yeah.
And then it goes to bedrock.
Love it.
Nice.
I love it. Great metaphors getting around in this room.
I was an owner builder.
Raspberry ice cream, new houses. But within there, I've just created context for us to be having a conversation back. Now I get to know how I can add value to you. Cool? Because you can go ahead and you can add massive value. Always. Who here could just add massive value in terms of, right now you could put a post up on Facebook that would add value to the world.
Yeah.
You could probably say something really quick that'd be a good thing to say.
Do it live.
Yeah, that's it. But when you actually find situations in which you can put yourself to solve problems, that's when you very quickly become an authority. Very quickly. The Tonal Persuasion Method was created because people were, how many people here are passionate about what they do but they hate sales? Heard this? Well, Tonal Persuasion Method solves that problem. So all I ever did was just put myself in situations, in Facebook groups, on Twitter feeds, all of this stuff, just put myself in situations where I was constantly the problem solver of that. Constantly, over and over again. I've done it for 400 days straight now. Every day. Every day. And what quickly begins to happen is you find yourself in front of rooms like this where you're adding massive value again, solving problems for people, and it grows. Okay? Or I could just go and just give sales advice. Just anywhere at all. This is young. This is where we're going to have a conversation later about what you guys are doing. So what these guys are doing, they're creating a new thing. Can I say the name? Is that cool? On
Yeah.
camera? And Soapbox, which is essentially it's a platform in which to help people with public speaking. Keep it very simple. And that's great. These guys are going to do really well if they find a context in which to solve the right problem. Everything that they do, Jan, you're an actor. The value you have to give to the world is huge, right? Absolutely massive. You could impact so many people around you very quickly. Or you could impact so many people around you very quickly that need a problem solved right now.
Yeah.
One earns money, the other doesn't. Yeah.
That's
one
why
builds
I
a
left,
yeah.
you know, the acting stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And so what you guys have is great. Let's just pretend these guys have a lot of content. Who's in their Facebook group? Yeah? Is what they add, is it valuable?
That's gold phrases all over it.
Yeah, love it. Now it just becomes a way of monetizing it in terms of languaging to people the problem that they have. Because you guys know the problem. You know the problem, you're just not languaging it. I've been in that group for a while now, I've sat on the sidelines and I've watched and I've waited for you to be in this room so we could have this conversation.
Yeah.
You guys have a great problem to solve, you're just not languaging the way that you solve it. Change that and everything changes. I think that if you start getting the language that you solve a problem with, you're 90 days away from you're good.
And
Yeah.
guys, like this, what Darcy's explaining is like, it is the scaffolding to make business successful. Like, it's so important. Like what I was showing with John in the break, it's like, it's not necessarily even about the marketing. It's not necessarily about that. It's like, where do you turn up and how are you solving that problem? Like, do that and you will be just okay.
That's it.
Like, just hungry fish.
Yes. Institute of Code. I love watching you guys and what you do. Incredible stuff. Have you guys followed, you're all following Institute of Code by the end of, we're all following each other, by the way, on Facebook and all of that by the end. But what these guys do is incredible. Run retreats for coding in Bali and soon to be Mexico. Fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah. Really cool, right? But no one is going to buy on the idea of, oh, I get to go to Bali and do a retreat. Like, Bali actually
Or I'm
isn't
going to code in Bali.
Yeah, that's it.
Most of our students don't even think they want to learn to code before they come to us.
Yeah, I
That's
don't even
it.
know what coding is.
Oh, sorry, computer coding. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so right.
Coding is instructions that you write in a language that a computer can understand and do shit for you. So
Love it.
we're teaching people how to write instructions that a computer can then turn into a website.
This is it. So, would anyone want to buy that right now? No. Yeah,
Just trying to add some context around that.
2 seconds, yes, in a second.
Yeah.
Cool. So, that's fantastic and what you do is great and you do it in Bali. But still I'm not sold because I don't know the problem, and we've had this conversation, you've since fixed up the sales processes, which is fantastic. But the conversation we needed to have first was, great, well, why do I wake up in the morning like, bang, I need to speak to Tina because this is killing me right now, right? And then it almost comes away of like Bali and the cheese on top is like, thank you for solving my problem. By the way, I forgot to tell you this, the code retreat is actually in Bali. We get to go to Bali together. Then they're excited. Yeah, people aren't buying because they want to go to Bali, people are buying because they have a problem to be solved.
Yeah, and it's made a massive difference for us. So we were trying to be very scalable when we started. We wrote these great emails that talked about all of our key benefits and how fantastic we were, and like threw at people the value that we offer. Because our program's all inclusive for 10 days for when we started, $2,000. Like, it's
That's
insane.
nuts.
They couldn't even do a holiday themselves for the value of the money. So we were like, look
I don't
at
want
this
to do
freaking
coding, I just want to
value. We were like, why is no one buying our shit? Because it's such good shit. And then finally like realized that this email back and forth, like we were putting out all this value and people still weren't buying it. And it took us a while for that to kind of sink in, and we're here today because there's still more obviously to sink in. But what we did was we scrapped the entire email flow, that when someone sends through an inquiry, they now get an invitation to Skype with me personally. We don't tell them anything else about our product in that
Brings
first
in which one? More of? They get to connect with Tina. Brings in more what? Yes.
So we set up a 30-minute Skype, and we found that maybe 10% of people tops were responding to our sales email, and about 90% will schedule a Skype call with me once they've inquired and actually show up for the Skype call. And then we sit down, and at first we were like, we've got to be efficient, we've got to grow fast, we can't spend 30 minutes on each customer. We instead spent like 30 emails with a 10% conversion rate.
Which is hot. Reading an email is
Huge
what?
waste of time.
Logical. So what she's saying, here's what you hear when she said, well, you might be hearing, here's what you want to hear. She's saying, we did all this thing doing emails, we didn't think we had the time to jump on a phone call. What I'm hearing is, we were doing heaps of logic and didn't even think that emotion even mattered.
Yeah.
That's
we
the
thought
code you want
people
to
would
hear.
pick up the emotion just
Yeah.
themselves. We thought they'd read our values.
Yeah.
And
Just
be like,
as
"Cool.
emotional as I am.
It's like gap. You guys solve that gap, and boom, I want
But
to.
also you're coders, so
Big
you
part
come
of
from
you.
that mindset.
That's so true as well.
Yeah.
I'm not a coder.
It's true.
Yeah.
I actually only learned to code like a couple of years ago. But anyway,
Dissident.
and so what we did instead is that, and now we have the conversation, and we don't talk about our product until they bring it up, pretty much.
So the conversation's all about who?
We talk about them.
And that's
We're like, hey, tell me about yourself. What's
Emotion.
going on in your life? Where are you at the moment? What do you do? What do you want to be doing?
Yeah.
What's the best way for you to get there? Da da da. And sometimes, a lot of the time, we fit in that.
here's what I love that, Tina. Here's what speaking emotionally does for you. I have a product, and I think you should buy it. You should buy it. Okay, that's when you're speaking logic. When you leave emotion out, this is what you're left with. I have a product and you should buy it. Okay? When you speak emotionally to someone, they talk all about themselves. And because everyone is so addicted to speaking about themselves, what they do is they find a way, because they don't want the conversation to end, because they love talking about themselves, they find a way for your product to match who? To them.
Yeah.
When they speak about themselves, they will do the matching.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
Or they have to hang up the phone where they got to talk about themselves for so long. No one wants to do that. Okay? They will find a way for them to match the product, which is doing what? Broadening what? Starts with C again. When they're talking about themselves, the more they talk, with every word, every time they say me, I, we, what happens to the context? It grows and grows and grows and grows. And as long as, so if you've got context, I love this. They're talking about themselves more and more and more and more, and the context is growing, and as long as somewhere within that, your product fits within the context, you will guide them to a sale. You will, if you know how to do it, which I'm going to teach you. But this needs to be created first, as opposed to, I have a product, so you're keeping your context how big? Pretty small?
Yeah.
And I hope that you're a match.
Yeah.
God, I hope you're a match. You're not a match? Is your friend a match? Didn't think so. Back to the drawing board.